as Virtue was, quick recap after finishing a little bout in the rec room with God, I can't remember your character's name. Damn it.
Virtue? Or no, wait, Roya, and then Neris.
Neris and Roya Neris did the fight with the gnomes, which I won. I'm glad I did not lose the fight to the gnomes.
And there was much rejoicing.
Roya once won money with the betting, and initially didn't want to give Neris any, but I think she caved and gave him a little bit. And then I think they were about to sit down and have a talk over some drinks, but I don't remember what about because it's been a while. And then, if I remember correctly, Virtue was going to go and talk to... blanking on his name, sorry.
Constantine.
Constantine.
Or Constantine.
Yep.
Yes.
I believe that's where we left off. So, and yes, as you turned to the hallway, you saw the mystery man with the all-eyeball sword, as we've now dubbed him, I guess, leaving the room, guards not paying him any mind, and him turning a corner. Virtue. What are you doing?
Yep. Yeah, good question. Do I follow Eyeball Man, who may or may not want to kill me, or do I go talk to Constantine like I originally planned?
Question.
This calls for a dice roll. Yes?
Decisions.
Oh, I thought you had a question, Michael.
Oh, sorry. No, I think it was more just asking. It's an interesting dilemma. Saying.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Evens, I go talk to Eyeball Man. Odds, I go to talk to Constantine. And that's a 2. That's an even. Okay. Eyeball Man, I shall pursue thee, and probably ought to do a stealth check, I suppose.
Alrighty.
Give me
Go ahead.
16?
16, alright. As you follow behind the... assuming you're following behind the corner, right? Or going the last way he went? Can you give me a quick investigation? Or would you be doing perception as trying to follow? As you're being sneaky, and for that 16, it seems like you're doing okay, but let's see how well you're managing to track him down.
Okay, investigation. That's an 8.
Like plus anything, or?
No, that's with the modifier. It's an 8. 5 plus 3.
Okay, you follow the hallway, and you're pretty sure this is the way he went. You're very, carefully stepping not to make any sudden moves or bump into anyone. But as you head finally out of the deck, you seem to have lost him. But you are now up on the top deck. You know where he was before last time you were here, but you can't currently see him now, so could check where he was, or you could keep looking at him.
Gosh. You know what? I'll probably see him again. But she does want to know where he's going. I suppose I ought to look about. And what were my options in looking for him again?
Neither you're at the top of the deck of the ship. You know where he was last time you were up here, where you found him sort of that first time,
Mm-hmm.
but you're free to look elsewhere as well. So you know where he once was. You don't know if he might still be there, or if you're gonna look around, maybe you'll catch him somewhere else this time. But you're aware that he was the one on top of the crow's nest on the middle, top crow's nest.
Yeah, the crow's nest. Mm-hmm.
So that's an option where you can look around.
And he may very well. Yeah, he may very well have disappeared back up there, and that was not very safe last time. I suppose I'll give one more quick look over the top deck, and then head back down to go see if I can talk to Constantine.
All right, just quick. You can use your passive perception, or you can roll for it.
Let's see. Perception. Can't tell in this bad lighting. Okay, 10 plus 4, 14.
For the most part, doesn't look like you can see him anywhere on deck. You do a quick look around, see a few of the old faces, some new you haven't seen before, the normal work hands. But no, doesn't look like he's here, from what you can see.
Okay. All right. Then, having lost him, I will head back below deck and I suppose face the guards in front of Constantine's door.
All right, and they recognize you and do part to allow you to enter, if you wish.
Yes, I do wish. Then I will walk in and wait to be spoken to, I suppose.
All right. As soon as you open the door, you see that this is an oddity for a room, smaller waiting room, and maybe a quarter hallway. Is actually what's outside, and on the inside there's actually another guard, though this one's dressed a bit more formally, almost like a servant. And he sees you and smiles and asks, "Oh, you're here to see the young master?"
I am. I wanted to know how he fares.
He'll be happy to know that. Please, he's doing a bit better now. I'm sure he'll be delighted in your little visit. And he opens the door
Wonderful.
and ushers you and leads you in before loudly announcing, though he does stop and asks, "Dearest apologies, how would you like to be announced?"
Oh, just Miss Virtue.
Of course. And he just steps into a little side room before you can clearly, unaudibly hear him. Excuse me, sir. But Miss Virtue here to visit. Yes, the same. Very well. And just pitters back out and ushers you in with his hand. He's expecting. And you've noticed that for a room, this almost looks like a house in this ship because you've gone through a mini hallway, a nice little well-decorated small sitting room, and then off to the side, you don't know if this is just another room or who knows what else is here, but you're essentially going into your third room of this little suite.
So it is the royal set of rooms.
That is true.
Well, then. And I will step in, do a little curtsy. Majesty.
And you see him resting on a very large chair by a fireplace, very well decorated. He seems to be just a tad paler than he was the first time you saw him, but he seems to be doing a bit better. Sweating a bit, but seems to have a bit of tea and something or other at the side, and seems separate and waiting cup for you as he motions for you to sit at the opposite chair.
It's good to see you doing better, Your Majesty. But you do still look a little pale. How do you fare?
At least better than when I began. I seem to have lost my battle for Sea Lake's household. But it's all right. They said it won't last much longer, and I'll be able to tour about as I was hoping to do. Being stuck inside, it's like I never left home. But tell me, how was your day fared? Miss Virtue.
Well, and I can only imagine how the lack of. Oh, it's been fine. I've met some interesting people. Yes, there was a artist on the deck. Seemed to be enjoying himself. And there was something interesting, I suppose. There was a person sitting up in the crow's nest. They seem to have a fishing line, and well, a few times I did call up to them with no answer, and then finally I decided to climb up, and strangely they disappeared.
Fascinating. Do you have a description of this odd person?
Well, I recognized their sword from the city. It had a moving eye on it, on the pommel.
And his face goes from excited and listening to a story to an almost look of realism as he suddenly speaks. Oh, I think you mean Sigmund, I believe. Yes, no, he's a strange one.
Sigmund.
Sigmund. It's what, from what I've been told, but then again, that specific source could have left out so much. No, he's an additional precaution, is what I was told. Nothing to worry about, just the just in case.
A guard, then.
At times, others just someone who, I suppose, he seems a bit frustrated trying to find the word. A spy more than anything, but he will likely keep the majority of us if a threat arises that is of his ilk.
Could be, but you're sure of this, Your Majesty?
Oh yes, very, very sure. I received the confirmation not a while before you arrived. The letter was very clear.
I see. Well then, that has certainly been the height of my excitement, and of course the generous accommodations. They're finer than anything I've ever dwelt in, that's for certain.
I'm pleased that you are pleased. And
I
it's
am,
the least
very
I
much.
can do for all your help.
I'll not bore you with modesty once again, but it was nothing. But still, I do look forward to our landing and all the new possibilities that will bring.
I do indeed, and hopefully with some sturdy land beneath me, I'll not be so light of feet and breath, and I'll hopefully be of use. But for the time, I'll rest for a day or so as I was recommended, and hopefully see you out on the ship's deck, and I'd like to get a better view of the ocean.
Of course.
But if there was
In the meantime, is there anything I may do? Well, I was wondering if there was anything I might do for you, Your Majesty.
Oh, no, not for now, please. As I said, I would do my best. If there's anything you'd like or would wish to try, at least until we find my able to depart, you need only ask. It's a bit stuffy in here. I have nothing but a few books to keep me company. May have to go exploring for a few more. Yes.
Have you considered a church service at all? Do you find that stimulating? Something to keep your spirits up?
Never been one for it really, but that's I was more focused on the political side of the spectrum, but in truth that mixes all too well with the theocracy and dealings back home, but a bit. I could certainly use distraction. And as
I would recommend it, sir.
If you were interested in this, I thought I saw someone of the robes on deck before I was dragged in here. But for the most part, I'll simply be confined to my wrist, unless there's something I can help you with.
No, then I won't be a bother any longer to you, Your Majesty. I'll leave you to your rest, and I wish you well.
Never a bother, and it's always nice to hear. Please give my regards to, I believe I saw you with a few companions. I hope you're doing well.
Yes. We're all just fine as far as I can tell.
Excellent.
But who knows the trouble that they've gotten into. I suppose I should go see if they haven't strangled each other yet. Not that I think they truly would, but, well, maybe they have. But anyway, my lord, I'll leave you to it. Thank you for seeing me. She'll hastily get up and straighten her skirt and curtsy, and then scuttle towards the door.
And you're let out by the same servant.
Before I go, I'd like to do a casual check with my passive perception of 14 to see if there's just anything interesting that just sticks out before I go.
Yes.
Any odd?
With 14, after you exit, and the servant is still in the room with him, so he just ushered you, turn the corner to the room just where he was at before you go to the mini hallway. There is what looked to be a letter that was sealed with wax that was broken, probably likely read, and then placed back. Still slightly folded, but very clearly there seems to be wrinkled at the end, so as if someone was tried to crush it before undoing it and then folding it, which is a bit out of place for everything else. A small side desk as you're leaving, you notice that.
Ooh. Can I snoop it? Just like check it out just a little bit? Or is the servant still behind me ushering me?
No, he just gestured to you out. You can still hear the servant and Constantine. Very soft conversation. Can't hear what's happening, but you know it's still going on. You can certainly try.
Okay. What should I roll for that? Sleight of hand, stealth?
What are you trying to do exactly? Like trying to take it, trying to just quickly try and unfold and read it?
Well, I just kind of want to, I guess, pick it up, look at the seal, and see if there's anything particularly, I don't know, any information that jumps out at me from just a quick look.
Then I'd need a quick sleight of hand, and I'll need a quick history check after that. And then I'll also need a
Okay,
quick
sleight of hand.
wisdom save at the end.
Okay. Sleight of hand. That is a 21.
Nicely done. Yeah, without a
Then-
sound and a quick motion, you flip it open quick. Investigation.
Okay. And history. That's a 19. Or no, sorry, 17.
Perfect. And just give me the results of the wisdom save, and then I'll let you know how this played out.
Okay. And then wisdom saving throw. That is a 10.
Okay. Then here is how this goes. With daft hands, you pick it up very quickly, not a sound made. And with that investigation check, before you completely fold it open, you notice that the top half of the seal is intact and is visible enough to see that this has the specifically the royal seal for the Congregation of Merchants, more specifically the family crest that is, the majority of it is of the Desarde house. As
Okay.
well as there's another house but you can't recognize which, as the seal is rather large, so it's multiple ring seals that sealed it. So one was the official royal, one of the so it was two family crests and one of the official royal house for the current ruling body, which would be Constantine's family. So you recognize those three.
Okay.
And upon reading it, it seems to be written in, surprisingly enough, Roman. And it is divulging that Constantine's mother has informed him that she has sent the individual who will be referred to for now as Sigmund to shadow him, as well as report back to her and also to him any threats of a nature that he is deemed unable to handle. Essentially confirming that the situation that arose in the capital back home is still too raw, and it is still not safe for him back home until this assignment as governor in Hereford is finished. He should be wary and careful who he trusts. And at the very end was a small, which you only noticed as you were finished reading the letter itself, was a small sigil that seemed out of color as it was a bit darker red. And as soon as you saw it, it seemed to expand to about a bottom quarter of the page of the type of sigil. And there was a small, brief, almost like a calm voice on the side of your ear that you're used to hearing from another, but it was not the stranger this time. And for some reason, you have the unusual urge to place this letter down exactly as you found it, and you throw the letter in the fire.
Oh, I throw the letter into the fire. Oh, shoot. I hope they're not gonna miss that.
And as soon as you do, you snap out of it. And it's both your own, almost slight reflex, but also you do actually see the stranger this time. After you essentially regain your focus, and he's essentially kneeling, or no, yes, he's leaning against the fireplace, looking at what you just threw in and smiling, essentially letting you know you need to be more careful with whose things you go to. Next time you
Okay, it sounded like.
won't be unharmed.
I'm so sorry. It sounded like you went. It sounded like you went further away. So the stranger's leaning up against the fireplace, and he's warning me to be more careful.
You know that someone just put a charm on you. Next time, it might cause you harm. This time it was just a spell.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. Not at all terrifying.
Yeah, now you notice that the way this was folded up, the part of the letter that had that sigil on it, it was the other half of the broken seal. So that's what you would have seen first if you were trying to open this. Before getting to the actual contents of the letter, because it was already open. You didn't see that until the end. It was a failsafe from someone who may have not been intended for it. Essentially, if someone took this that it wasn't intended for, they would have been compelled to destroy it.
Interesting. Okay. Huh.
But you are in the room and you just threw what you now know to be an official correspondence between the prince and his mother in the fire. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, that just broke up on me.
Hear me now?
Very, very faintly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, very faint.
How about now?
Much better, but
I think that's a bit better.
still.
What about now?
That is
Much better.
good. Much better. Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep trying it this way. But yeah, no, you just destroyed it. He's warned you that that was a compulsion, and you're still in Constantine's room after burning a letter from his mother to him. So what you doing?
Frozen. Inwardly freaking out over what she has just done.
Okay, well, you hear the conversation that with Constantine seems to be finishing up, and you're starting to hear footsteps coming your way. So what are you doing?
Oh, yep. Heading towards the door. Leaving.
There, yeah.
All right, that's fair. You make your way out. No problem. Probably just looking a little more nervous, maybe. I don't know. You're out. And no problem at all. Guards see you pass, give you a quick goodbye, and that's it. You're now out of the room. Any place you're going?
I guess I'm just going to sort of wander back to Neris and Roya, but we can turn things back over to you guys. She's just gonna slowly make her way to you guys, just like contemplating what she's just read and
Does
the
do
implications.
you know where they do you know where they are? I'm trying to remember. Did you guys
feel
split
like
off
that
and you
might
in
have come up,
There
but I
were-
don't know. I mean, you, Heidi, know, but does she know? I think is what he's asking.
I think so.
I honestly can't
Maybe I
remember.
didn't.
Did she go with them to the rec room, or did she go with them to the lunchroom? That's where everybody broke off.
I don't know if she's been to the rec room yet.
I
Yeah, now
honestly
that I think
can't
about
remember.
it might have been like the lunchroom.
I don't remember.
Okay, she's wandering aimlessly, contemplating over the deep pool of doo-doo she's landed herself in, potentially.
What did you do, really? You burn a letter?
Yeah, a letter from the Queen with all kinds of important insignias stamped into it.
I mean, who knows you did it? You'll be fine, probably. You'll be fine.
I suppose. Maybe.
So do you remember, Roya, like what they, I think they were about to open up, but I forget.
Yeah, I don't think we
specifically
started
like their
talking
past.
yet. I think we just
We had
grabbed
gone
a
to the
drink after the
bar.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
talked about the winnings.
sounds
and
right.
everything.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and
I
I don't
feel
think
like-
we actually picked a topic to talk about.
Yeah. I feel like there may have been something, but I don't remember what that would be.
Your past,
Future.
fighting.
I think it was the
Winnings.
past. I feel like I'd asked something about like her past, but I don't remember what it is. So here, let's just start with like sitting down at the counter with drinks. That was a hell of a fight. I was not expecting things to go that way, but here we are, I guess.
It was entertaining nonetheless. And you
Yeah.
made me a good deal of change there, so no complaints on my end.
It was strangely a bit, I don't want to say relaxing, but maybe cathartic is the right word. I'm glad though that the boat was not burnt down, because that was not the goal of that fight, and that could have gone
Were you
very poorly.
were you trying to burn the boat down?
There was some grease, and there were a couple of fire spells, and nothing caught, luckily. So, I mean, I'd say somebody should clean that up, but I feel like that's not exactly going to happen with this room anytime soon.
It'll get dealt with on its own.
Fair enough. So, you instigated the betting, it sounds like. How'd that start up, I guess? I'm curious.
I don't know if instigating is the right word. I facilitate the betting here.
Facilitate. There we go.
I saw an opportunity and I took it.
Opportunistic. Yeah. Certainly seems like it's paid off in your favor, though.
I have done quite well for myself
Yes.
and still have a long journey ahead of me.
Yes. Dangerous area, but it seems like you're more than equipped to handle if anything goes south.
These folks, this isn't dangerous.
Out of curiosity, I know might be prying a little bit, but I'm curious on why you insisted we did not mention you to Constantine and the rest of the officials here, if you're wishing to share.
I just don't like my name getting out. Once people know your name, they ask you for favors, and it becomes troublesome.
I can certainly get you in a web of trouble. I understand anonymity has its benefits, though. I won't be sharing anything of that sort.
I appreciate it.
Out of game, it's funny because it's already
It
been
doesn't matter.
dealt with, but it
Absolutely.
doesn't matter anymore. But
Yep.
This is partially just, I don't remember if this has got brought up there at all. Out of curiosity, is that why you're leaving on this trip, or is there perhaps another reason that you wish to head off to this new land?
I felt like I had no choice but to come here. Whether that be true or a misconception, it doesn't matter now. I'm here.
Yes, that's not exactly a light prospect of going back, so I certainly understand. Do you have any plans, or are you just kind of your
Survive.
plans only to wing it? Yeah, wing it.
It's what I do best.
Yes, well, I guess the reason I ask is, while anonymity has its benefits, having connections certainly doesn't hurt either, so.
Are you asking if I have connections?
I'm sure you do, and I'm sure you know I do as well. But, you know, in order to survive, it's best to know who can help and who's with you and who's against you. I'm not, again, insinuating anything here. Purely talking in hypotheticals at this point. But I suppose you know me, you know Virtue, and well, the start may have gotten rocky. I'm sorry about that again. I do hope that we can be helpful to each other if the situation arises.
The start. Oh, you mean with that vial? I was just trying to get my money back.
Yes. Well, hopefully this makes up for it at least.
A, B, C.
I mean, I've made more than enough, so. Water
As a
under
matter
the
of fact-
bridge now.
As a matter of fact, I believe I've made my money back as well. Funny how that all worked.
But what about you? You've asked me a lot of questions. Why are you on this boat?
I am. It's perhaps a bit of ambition, perhaps a bit of fear. It's a lot of things I'm hoping to leave behind and strive towards. Tears per day. But if you're looking for the straightforward answer, I'm looking to open a shop. Sell my wares, get some good business, and see how things turn out. I'm probably also would be looking for jobs to help start things up. And I am frankly interested about learning about this new land as well.
That fits. You seem like the knowledge type, the book smart.
I think he kind of pats his bag, knowing there's a book in there, but retrospect, like a moment after, he's like, okay, yeah, that's probably not apparent. Immediately.
And
Again,
what about your companion? Where does she tie into this? Virtue?
virtue. I believe she falls into a bit of a category between the two of us. From what I understand, I don't know her full story, but I'm sure she's got things that she's looking to do in this new land, and I'm sure that there are things that she's trying to leave behind. Which I don't know if I need to say that there's a deception check that needs to be made there, but he is definitely not saying everything he knows there.
Would you like me to roll an insight?
Do you think that she would be suspicious of that?
How many drinks has she had? No, she would not.
Fair enough.
Really?
Talking vaguely, but also I don't know everything, but I do know more than I know. What I've said.
So, you don't know her. How long have you known each other?
A few weeks before yesterday, when we all met at the tavern.
Oh.
Yes,
You
we
two-
ran into each other in Serene.
You two move fast.
Move fast? He says, kind of squinting his eyes, like, what do you mean by that?
Well, you're together. Like, together. And she makes a very crude hand gesture.
Ferris kind of pauses for a moment. No, nothing like that.
Does
She's
he
nice.
recognize the hand gesture?
Is this a particular hand gesture? Or is this just like a gesturing in to emote her point?
No, it's a particular hand gesture.
Is it a O and
It sure is.
yeah, okay. He laughs a little and shakes his head. No, nothing like that. We got talking one night, and I mentioned that I was heading to Tearford Inn, and she decided that she wanted to go as well. And I think that she's already mentioned the deal with Constantine.
Does she... Well, I guess you wouldn't know since you're not together, but how is she connected to Constantine?
For a moment there in the middle of that sentence, he kind of raises a brow. It's like, what do you mean by that? Not certain. Again, part of this is I'm not certain myself, but I'm not certain if she had told her this already, but I think he would go ahead and mention she was looking to purchase a ticket for the expedition and ended up finding actually Constantine being kidnapped, and actually managed to stop him from being so abducted. Well, he granted her passage and a bit of his respect.
He was kidnapped.
I don't know all the details, but she says that she rescued him in some form from somebody that was a group of people that was trying to do something to him. I'm not entirely certain myself.
I mean, it makes sense. He is who
Yeah,
he is.
yes. Not exactly a small deal.
But I'm surprised his guard allowed that. He is starting to. Anyways,
And I roll an insight check.
you can.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Why did I do that like that?
Invisible threads everywhere.
Invisible threads. That's a natural 1.
They're literally there. Roll initiative.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Can
Are
I
you
sit this
saying
one
that
back and then put it back on the board? Metal arm versus invisible threads.
I take a sip of whatever we are drinking here.
Depending on what you guys ordered, it could have been some very nice wine or some very plain ale or some pretty decent liquor.
Now should try some wine.
Arroyo's
Go
going
some
for the
more.
liquor.
Yes. Yeah. Man, that feels like that would be a very interesting thread to pull at, but nevertheless, Neris is a little bit too absorbed by this very interesting wine that he is drinking.
It's lovely,
Good stuff.
dark red.
Dark. Bitter. But in a good way. Very nice. Sorry, you were saying?
Oh, your friend's connection with Constantine.
Yes.
I mean, if there's nothing between you two.
I doubt that. I know that your interactions have been more limited, but she's not the most, how should I put it, outwardly going in terms of that realm.
Hold on, gotta roll.
She understand. Subject.
She's a prude.
Neris goes to say something
Right.
against it,
Oh,
but then he
yeah.
just kind of pauses, and kind of closes up his mouth and gives
Yeah,
a
yeah.
small nod.
No, you're right.
Well, you sure know how to pick 'em. Good luck to you.
I did not. I think I've already mentioned where we stand. Friends, acquaintances, and people that we can help each other. Not lovers.
Of course. And she'll wink and take a shot of her drink.
And I'll take another sip of wine after taking a deep sigh.
She'll never let you live that one down.
Never. Never at all. Well, I've got some business in town. Got some contacts I wanted to try to, touch up with. But if you wish to speak again during our trip or beyond it, simply let me know. I'll certainly know where to find you. It seems like. I think I've taken to spending a decent portion of my time in, and I'll say whatever lounge he has decided to do his sort of reading and tinkering in.
Well, if I ever stumble across that area, sure, I'll see if I stop by, but...
Yes. And probably stop by a couple times for entertainment and perhaps some
Stress
friendly
relief.
games. Yeah.
The best kind.
hmm
Well, second best.
And he kind of smiles with like a little bit of like a stare and like a not wind, like the squinting sort of like smile. Like, yeah, okay.
Speaking of, shouldn't you go find your friend? Who knows what she's been doing,
Airports.
wandering off on her own this entire time.
He does a little bit of a playful eye roll and says, yes. Not exactly codependent, but probably would be best to see if she's made any updates with Constantine. She was hoping to speak more with him.
You'll probably also remember that she has no idea about this room, probably.
Yeah. I think I will finish my glass of wine, give a little bit of not necessarily a head nod, not necessarily a bow, somewhere in between there, and to Roya, and make my way out of the room.
Yep.
Avoiding the fight, not trying to walk through them.
And then you get jumped by the 3 gnomes again. Round 2, let's go.
How did you know?
Yes!
Okay, no holds barred. I'm using
It's
the gun
actually a
this
different
time.
set of gnomes. It's actually a different set of gnomes.
Entirely different set of
Yes.
gnomes that have they're like friends with the 3 gnomes, so they still hold the same
No,
grudge.
you didn't notice while you were leaving, while you were looking back, that
Hey.
you accidentally tripped over their table, which is just like a little kid's table.
Aww!
We're the cousin gnomes. How dare you?
How could you die for your
Our other
crimes?
gnome brethren.
Die for your crimes, large person. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're fine. And are you going to try and find?
I think before we get into the time skip, I think you try to look and find Virtue.
All right.
Mhm. Maybe I should see how horribly lost she is, given that she's just kind of wandering after burning a sensitive letter or something
we-
that she perceives to be sensitive.
Yeah. Should we roll
Oh
to see
goodness.
roll something to see how quickly we're able to find each other?
If you'd like.
Sure.
You already rolled something? It sounded like you rolled something. And it sounded like it was not great.
Yeah, I rolled to see how badly she would get lost or not look where she's going. And just for me personally, I rolled a 20. That being just horrible.
Oh, so you were doing it the higher
Who
you are,
knows,
the
maybe-
worse you are?
Yeah. That's how I decided to do this personal roll.
Fair enough.
And she is
Now
not
roll-
looking
That was
where she's going at all.
Unfortunate.
If it's alright with you, I'm gonna roll investigation to try and find her.
Sure, but for the most part,
Okay, this is a very interesting night because my first roll was a nat 1, this one's a nat 20. Plus 6.
Ooh.
So she is terribly lost. Do we... Oh, it would be really interesting to like find each other in like some weird part of the ship.
I mean, okay, well, you're
Yeah, where would I find
Well-
myself?
with that bad of a roll for yourself, not personally. Well, you decided to go exploring, and you find yourself at the bottom bow of the ship.
Oh.
Ooh, interesting.
Seems to be storage. If you had to guess, there's just a bunch
Okay.
of random small boxes, large crates, few livestock in here.
I'm just
But you seem
imagining
to
her
find
like.
yourself just a bit lost.
I'm just imagining Virtue just like walking between these crates, like trying to find her way around, and like rounding
And
a corner, not looking where she's going, just like face to face with a cow.
here's the thing. It's like it's essentially like the back. If you've ever like peeked into the back corners of like department stores, WalMarts, where all those boxes and shelves with that's essentially what she's walked into, and she may have taken a few too many turns, and she can no longer remember how to get back out. So she's just looping there for a few minutes before eventually, somehow, you stumble your way in there too and see that she's just, looking around, just a bit nervous. But she's probably passed the same little box 3 times.
Yeah, I think there's probably like he probably like went to look for her in like a couple of common areas and then realized that she's not there. I think he probably like asked people and kind of like with after like getting a few people's like accounts of like where she had gone, kind of.
Have you
tracked
guys
her down
seen this? Like, she could have been.
with the same soul.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Neris is just gonna kind of watch from a distance for a minute, and then kind of after like she rounds another corner, he's gonna go, "Are you getting lost there? Need some help there?"
Virtual will have been just kind of nervously looking about, kind of that obvious frustration on her face, like, did I go here already? Did I pass this way? Hands clasped, nervously, just teeth clenched over her thumbnail, just
Oh yeah.
biting away at it. And then when you call out to her, she would suddenly just let out a squeal and just turn around.
Yeah.
By the gods, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
I was looking for you, actually. Kind of pausing after he says that. Like, geez, the word that's getting in my head now. Are you looking for something, or are you just lost? How do you end up down here?
I just started wandering, and well, here I am. I didn't think it would be possible to get lost on such a closed space, but here it is, this monster of a ship, and
A large enclosed space. So
here am I.
yes. Can't exactly blame you. Do you want to leave? I think that this is not exactly the most hospitable place, but it's quiet. Well, quieter.
It is. Was there something you wanted to see me about?
I was a bit curious on if you had made any headway with Constantine. Not to put any pressure, I'm just curious. Chat a little.
Just a little. He seems better, but still a bit ill, pale. I invited him to come to the church service, but he doesn't seem too interested, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not everyone's forte. Are you doing all right? Seem a little out of sorts, if you don't mind me saying.
I am right as rain, just nervous that I've wandered and gotten lost, that's all. And here
Invite
you
check.
found me, and
Sorry.
Go for it.
Uh,
I will roll.
that is a
I
plus
guess
one.
a contested
Or no, not plus one. That is a 11 plus one,
deception.
12. Deception and persuasion, kind of up to you, I think.
Okay,
Sorry, it's a-
deception.
Ruling here.
Tyler, should this be a deception?
I think, yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay, and that is a. What even am I looking at here?
Numbers.
Let's scoot
Numbers
this
and
out.
words.
Why are
Yeah.
numbers so complicated?
Oh gosh, that's a 10. Well, my dice tower, sometimes the dice get just stuck just inside the little door.
Oh. So is that a 10 then?
Yep,
Total?
10.
Alright. Then I think the 12 beats the 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, are you okay? Is it just that you're lost, or? I mean, you don't need to go into detail. It's just like, what vibe is he getting?
I And again, she just kind of forces this fake smile. I'm well, just ready to be back out of this this confusing place.
Okay, I heard what you said, but I didn't hear if you said whether like if he picked up anything, because I think you might have cut out for a minute there. I heard that you said what you had said just
okay,
now.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just me pausing. I'm really choppy tonight in my delivery. I don't know what the dealio is, but yeah, she just said, "I'm well," and she put on a fake smile and said, "I'll just be glad to get out of this confusing place."
Okay. Did the insight check kind of give anything? Sorry.
You can tell that fake smile is fake as hell.
Okay.
That's the main thing.
You've seen the meme, there is no war in Boston Seg. It's that.
Nurse is a little concerned, but kind of decides not to push too hard at the moment. All right. Anywhere you wanted to visit tonight, or are you just looking to get some rest? Did find something interesting, but I don't know if you're quite ready for that at the moment.
Oh, what did you find?
You're gonna throw her to the gnomes. Not just a rite of passage.
I found a way to relieve stress. Great. No, I'm kidding. It's a rec room that is a little out of hand, but people seem to be enjoying the place. I don't know if it's quite your style, though.
Oh well.
Perhaps later, perhaps. Yes.
Oh, as long as no one's hurting each other, then I'm sure it's a fine place to convene.
Nurse kind of pauses for a moment. Yeah. Were you looking to do anything tonight, or are you just trying to get some rest?
I think I ought to rest.
Over?
What was that, Siler?
It sounded like you tried to restart the conversation to get her to not go to the room.
Yes. Yes. I don't think that would end well.
Like you pushed the back button like 3 times to start over.
Hold up. Let's go back. Never mind.
Nope, wrong option. This would give you some negative points with this character.
Thanks, coming. I think perhaps some rest to be good. I don't want to speak for you, though.
I think it would be best if I leave myself my own devices for a little while.
All right.
If you know the way out of here, I surely would appreciate your guidance.
Absolutely. Yes. And he'll kind of begin leading them out of here. Well, if you do know, I'm sure you do know where to find me if you need anything. I suppose, did you have any plans after? I guess I'm a bit curious on what your plans were after arriving at port.
Well, I imagine I shall stay with Constantine for a while, whether that's in his service or otherwise, and while with him, I'll try to serve him as best as I can, but also wait patiently or, unfortunately, impatiently for any information he may dig up on my parents.
Well, once again, need any help with that or any want to talk with that to anyone, you know where to find me. Think though,
Of course.
good night. And I assume that they're getting back into more, traveled grounds. For tonight, then I think I'll wish you good night.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll kind of start making his way back to his area or to dinner or whatever he ends up doing next.
Good night, Eris. And she'll just, a little hurriedly, it's kind of like one of those good night, yep, good night, and then finally close the door. You could almost
Lovely,
hear
awkward friend stage.
a loud,
Why did I do that? Sort of sound.
a loud sigh on the other side of the door. Yeah, well, more of just a rather weary sigh. Not like a exasperated one, but a weary sigh.
That is fair. It's understandable. And was there anything else? I guess the group wanted to do. I assume, unless there's anything else, I assume that's probably about to get into
That's
the time
more or less-
skip.
Yeah, that's more or less the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's all I
Right.
have for Virtue at the moment.
Yeah.
With that, we're going to skip ahead the last, and you did notice that you guys got to this a little bit faster, only 4 weeks passing, where you finally reach and can see the shore of Tierford. And it is a sight. And in that time, Constantine was able to go out and see a bit of the sea. So you did have a few more conversations and whatnot. We can decide on what you guys did for those little weeks later. But for the time being, you are headed to the port, and the sun is high. The day seems wonderful, and you finally have made it to the island of Tierford. Now for the
Woo!
point of the departing. As you do depart the ship, you are met with an unusual line of, well, the rest of the passengers. There's a rather large congregation of people waiting to meet the prince as the newly appointed governor, and the hustle and bustle of the unloading of the very much needed supplies for the town, as well as a small but large dispersing group of what appear to be plague masked, like a plague doctor mask wielding individuals that all seem to be handing out these strange cups of who knows what to every passenger who seems to be getting off of this island.
See. Sorry.
Tasty.
Delicious.
You're
I'm just
looking at a few
reminded of
people
that
try
scene
it.
in Ace Ventura
and-
where he eats
Good.
the pottery is beautiful. It's bat droppings. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. That's
ask.
you see that happening, and you're no good.
I mean, I'd generally ask what the drink is, or at least
Right,
try
you're
to.
still in line waiting for it. You look. There's at least like a dozen people ahead of you.
Yeah.
So you see this happening, and you can ask someone though. Most people don't seem to know what it is until they're right there with people being told.
Anybody like look like scared of this, or is it like just everybody's kind of like, okay, yeah, I'll drink this weird stuff.
They're cautious at first, but after what seems to be a hushed conversation with the individual, they seem to take it, and it is the normal face of something very bitter or unsavory as they drink it and hand the bowl back before departing the ship.
Medicine, okay. I mean, I think that like I'd probably drink it. I don't know if anybody else has anything they want to do, but like,
Yeah.
I probably want to hear what he says when I ask him when I get to that point in the line, and I ask him like, "What is this?" But probably, yeah, drink it.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know what it is first and then drink it without a fuss.
It's the latest detox from long voyages at sea, as well as the current bestly tried antidote or no vaccine to prevent the malacor.
Mm. And I make
a cocktail.
Can I make some kind of like check, maybe like an alchemist supplies check, to see?
It depends. What are you trying to do with that?
If I know like what like this would entail, if it's like safe to drink, if it's like relatively.
For that, you need to actually ask them what's actually in here, and or you could try to make an educated guess. You have no idea what they've done process-wise or what the ingredients are to really have any guess on what or how safe this may or may not be. This is something that they have literally given to almost everyone else on the ship before they left. So,
yeah, no, I'll just drink it. It's probably fine. Probably overthinking it. Watch, this is gonna be a key plot point in the campaign.
Yeah, but it's not like anyone has detect poison or anything.
I mean, I have purify for the drink. I just don't have detect like poison or anything, so I can like just like
that would work. It identifies and cures poisons. That's kind of what the spell does. Well, no, one like the purify one gets rid of it. The detect one just tells you, hey, don't.
It doesn't detect it. Yeah, the one I have doesn't detect it. It just like
it's like no, just in case. It's now clean, even if it was before.
You know what? Can I cast that before I drink it? The thing is, I don't know if that would like get rid of the benefits. If there are like, if this is like a beneficial drink, would that get rid of the benefits? I'm just gonna drink it.
Essentially, yeah, it would essentially strip it of all negative and positive effects it would have.
Yeah, that makes me just turn it into like water, like some nasty water.
Yeah, it's now flat soda, not the good kind, either the very cheap kind.
Dr. Pibb.
If you're going for flat Dr. Pibb, you might as well just make it an icy at that point.
Yeah, I'll drink it.
Awesome. Just put me a quick favor. Put 1 star next to your name. You just keep track of that for everyone who has this.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Hey, stars are good, right? Totally fine. not like I said, a check mark for a skull or anything.
I mean, that would be definitely worse. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and everyone does drink this,
But the
both in
star
front
can
of
be
you and the last
deceptive.
one behind, including
I mean, does Roy
Desarde.
drink it? I don't want to make that decision for him.
Well, they can decide not to or to, but they do see that Kirk, Constantine, and Desarde have also taken theirs. Same bitter face of just either a bad drink or just terrible mess. But it's done. But theirs was a separate physician who gave them out of a bottle instead of like the communal jug or barrel of stuff that you guys were getting.
Oh,
Yeah,
fancy.
nasty.
Yeah, glug glug. What about you, Roya?
Down the hatch.
Take the sippy sip.
Okay.
Same thing. And after that's out of the way, a woman comes over to greet Constantine. They have a quick little hushed conversation before he's essentially dragged away. Desarde does go over to you, Virtue, and says that they'll be at the governor's residence if you need anything.
Okay. And
Before he
I will
does to
certainly
take
look
off and
there when
follow.
I need to.
Yep. So he's letting you know that you can, grab an audience with him if you need help with anything, or if you're just looking for a place to stay, because that's essentially just a mansion with like a few people living in it, with a bunch of extra space. You guys are now at the docks, free to explore. You've now arrived. So what would you like to do? You are told that the town is, still being built outwards, still growing. So there are a few new places, inns, bars, taverns, much like the other city. Just this one's still growing. And you also know that there is constant trade, and you're also informed of the news of the island that is the Bridge Alliance, identified by their lion seaman, is currently at war with the natives on this island, while the theocracy, which is recognized by the Sun's signet, is currently trying their best to convert the native inhabitants of the land to their
It's good.
while also being technically at war with the British Alliance, while the Congregation of Merchants, upon which you guys are currently in the city, their only major city of, is neutral on both parts and trying their best to build relations with the natives as well as establishing their own neutral ties with the other two powers.
A fun position. I guess one question I'd have is that did Constantine give Virtue any instructions on what to do in general after getting off, since she's got the deal going on with him?
That one was essentially just a free ride, free passage to the island, as essentially gave her one of her servants' quarters, but essentially informed her that she was a guest, and didn't Constantine let Desarde essentially tell her that she's welcome at his manor should she need anything, now that she's here to do as she wishes.
Okay.
So it's not like not that they're necessarily hiring you. This is they're thanking you for what you did by giving you the passage you wanted here and letting you know that you have a place to stay, or if you need something, information, whatnot, they'll try and help as they can.
Is it safe to say that we've met up as a group, that we're not all separate at this point?
I'm assuming so. Everyone else is likely dispersed to begin
I
their
think so.
days.
Pull a Simsy, run away.
So,
Wanna just
it's
get a
anyone
drink?
else is up.
Wanna
Because
get a
right
drink?
now you've got.
Sorry.
That's
Drink at the local watering hole just to start out our new life in this
be as
world.
specific with what you want to do, because there's a literal watering hole well to the side, and then there's an actual tavern, and there are people doing both.
Yeah,
So,
I mean in tavern, but look into both of them. Get a drink.
Split the party. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Okay. Oh, to the left of the docks where the Nords are currently unloading, it's essentially a massive shipyard to the left that belongs to them. And you'll notice that place is usually kept off limits and guarded very well for their secrets. And further up the road and into the town proper, you guys are free to explore, do as you wish.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I suppose is there a I guess where the office. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
I think Neris actually would recommend. I actually wouldn't mind getting a drink to get the taste of that out of my mouth. That was kind of nasty.
Mm,
What about you guys?
I suppose so.
Not the worst thing I've ever drank.
I mean, yeah, there's that. I'm curious on what worse
However,
liquids you've consumed, but still.
She starts walking away. No answer to that question. Lodging.
Okay.
Lodging first.
Hmm.
Priority first. Lodging. Yes.
Assume the taverns probably would be filling up right about now with all the travelers. I'm not certain on that.
Question. In the weeks before our arrival, would I have been able to get Constantine to agree to lodge both me and my companions?
It's definitely
Or
a
like
question made.
he
Yeah.
said if I asked.
Yep.
Yeah.
So all you need to do is ask. Now, did you want to do that beforehand or no?
Cool. I was
Maybe-
thinking
That would make
I was
sense
thinking
to
on
have
the boat I might have asked that, as he did say, to have that lined up
Someplace to-
before our arrival.
Yeah, no, that's simple enough. There's probably going to get you something. Yeah. And he says that you can simply visit him to let you know where that's going to be held.
Okay.
So
Cool. All right.
we can go and
We'll
get
visit him at the
lodging.
governor's mansion.
Would
Yes, indeed.
Whenever.
oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
Would Roya want to would Roya take her up on that offer? I'm
No.
curious.
Oh,
At the party.
Don't you know? We always would party.
I've
always.
decided I'm trying to be this party's Zimzu. That is my goal.
Keeping on the spirit of Silas
Oh,
characters in
You know
Silas
what? I
campaign.
support that.
There always has to be someone.
Fair enough. Alright, well,
Bring it
How
here
about-
tonight.
But yeah, if you're like, hey, Roya, we have lodging at the governor's. No. I was with you,
No.
and then you said no. Hard pass.
well, do you have any other plans then? Where are you going to stay?
I'll figure it out.
Okay, well. If I assume you probably want to go to I think it would be good to go to the tavern to get our bearings, if nothing else.
Agreed. Work these land legs once again.
Yes. Get a drink, maybe hear some of the talk of the town. Probably some lodging for you, Roya. I don't know. Hello? Hi.
Hello?
Still there? Yeah?
Okay, everything went really
Mhm.
quiet for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we doing
Oh.
now? They're splitting the party.
Are we splitting the party?
So that's
We're
the last thing I heard.
going to the tavern, I
Okay.
suppose.
No?
I think we're going to the tavern because, like, I
Can you
assume.
guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was saying, yeah, definitely going to tavern. That was.
Okay, yeah.
I need room
Okay, yeah.
and
Okay.
a drink.
We
Tavern
had,
away.
we had not heard that. So
Awesome.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
That's good to know.
I
Okay.
figured. I was like, why is
And
this why I was going
we
out?
are headed to the tavern.
To the tavern.
Yeah, you go and you make your way from the docks up a bit of a ramp to the upper part of the city where you see a few buildings, and it takes you a bit, but eventually do get directions to where the bar or one of the taverns is. You're going for the two that are in town. There's a smaller one and there's a very much larger one. Which one are you going to?
Ooh. Is there like a quality
What are the
difference from the
names?
outside? Does one look a bit more creepy
judge them?
and one a bit more prestigious?
Can we judge them based off of the names?
You've not yet asked for the names. You could ask about them, the names, the reputations, or the quality and condition of them, should you wish.
I will ask somebody that appears to be like a local that's been here a little bit, like where the best place to get a drink is around here.
So, random dock worker.
Random
Random dock worker, number 1.
No, I want to
Um,
ask
no.
random dock worker number 72.
Okay, then you're gonna have to come back in 3 days because that guy is like on break.
Oh yeah, he's on a vacation to see his family. I'm sorry. No, I'll do one.
No, dock worker number 78 is like in another town because this one only goes up to like 22.
Fair enough. I will find dock worker number 78 if it's the last thing I do.
And I'll let you know when you find him. All right. But you're essentially informed that the smaller one is recently opened, privately owned, and some pretty decent stuff. Mostly the basic imports, but nothing too special. But it tends to be quieter, simpler, not as ruckus or as rowdy as the other one. Yes, the larger one. Oddly enough, it has not yet picked itself a name. It's simply known as the bar by the
bar.
locals.
Ooh.
Yep.
Interesting.
While the larger establishment, which has been told is actually a makeshift inn bar, and if rumor is to be believed, the secret, not so secret entrance to the fighting coliseum hidden very much beneath,
Ooh,
which is
that seems like Roy's sort of place.
Technically, it's kind of attached to the also secret, not so secret underground brothel, which is just on top of the coin guard barracks of the city. So they're like literally on the other side of the wall, even though they're technically separate. It's just one massive building, but it's separated. Like you'd have to actually leave the outside of the little bar inn and walk around it to get to the other entrances of the actual coin guard.
What do you want to bet? There's a secret door. There's probably a secret door.
She gets
That-
super
that I believe-
excited
Probably.
hearing about
Almost
this large
certainly.
bar. And then her face drops. Alright, little bar it is, let's go.
That totally sounds like your place. What's the deal?
I don't think it will be good for me there. It's the other one sounded cozy.
You have some trouble with the authorities, Raya? He kind of says jokingly.
Now, do you ask if there are actual
Yes.
where they drink? Because there's a specific answer.
No, I don't ask.
Cool. Where do you go?
I am already
That's
walking
fine.
towards the little bar, and I completely ignore Neris's question.
Cool.
Thought
You
that
make
the
your way there. Takes
second would
you,
be up your alley. Sorry.
it takes you maybe 5 minutes to locate the bar. It is a medium-sized building. Seems pretty basic. One of the first things you notice, oddly, about this place is that it's kind of built on the edge of one of the side cliffs of the port. So it has its like one level floor that extends out into the pier, and like a second floor is built beneath it. And it's all just seating for the drinking. But you notice that every person that seems to be in that specific bar all seem to be wearing the Coins Guard uniform. Most of
In
them,
the small one?
yeah, it's in the small one.
Yeah, Roya
This place more
verbally
up your
curses.
alley?
Audibly curses.
You notice that it's almost only them there. A few other stragglers here and there, but it's almost the majority of them are Coins Guard for this one.
Change of plans or sticking to your guns?
No, maybe the other one might be better. This one structurally doesn't look safe. We should definitely go towards the bigger tavern. Yeah.
Eris kind of chuckles a little. All right.
It's
And
supposed to be another 5 minutes to get to the larger inn.
that one also has, side note, that one also has rooming, and I don't think the smaller one has rooming. 'Cause I think that one's just a bar.
Yeah, no, the small one is just a bar.
Alright, larger one.
All right, and as you and you see this, and it is a massive building. You enter, and it is, oddly enough, sparse, filled with what seem to be locals, sailors, possible merchants. No coin guard though, like even at the door or on the job of any kind. Just seems to be people.
And she lets
So-
out a sigh of relief.
The vibe of the other one seemed like it was pretty quiet and just kind of like a drinking spot for like a couple of like the coins guard of this town. What's the
Yep.
vibe of this place? Is it like crazy ruckus, or is it?
At the current, at this current time, it seems to be slowly getting an intake of the fresh faces of the new arrivals, though it's not as many as this place seems to be built to hold a very large amount of people for some reason.
Interesting.
And it's barely at like 25, 35
there's,
percent capacity.
Two taverns in this entire place. Two like big like notable taverns in this city. Then yeah, this probably would have to be pretty big.
And it's still growing. The cities are growing. But now,
Yeah.
you put yourself inside and you see that there are places for the bar as well as like an extending behind it. You can see there are people there for ordering food and having it taken out in plates. So this is more or less entered the dining and or drinking area. And you see that there's a visible thing for going upstairs where you assume all the rooms are at, as this thing has 3 floors, as well as velvet rope and what looks to be some sort of security with wearing no distinguishable emblem guarding the downstairs. But it does let a few people go in and out.
The downstairs, like if you're like more the common people, you got to go upstairs. Is that the situation, or is it?
No, upstairs seems to be where the rooms are. Downstairs, you're not sure why, but it seems to be guarded entrance or
Okay.
very specific entrance for whoever's going in. But this first floor seems to be entirely made for the drinking and eating.
Okay, so they got a bouncer.
It would appear so.
Okay. This more your style?
Yeah, totally. Much more my style.
Rough and tumble. Drinking.
All right. Out of curiosity, either on the inside or the outside, as we're like approaching, and then as we're going inside, any job boards?
None that you could
Ooh,
see on the
That's
outside,
that
and
style of
none that you
tavern.
can see on the inside.
Okay,
You could
interesting.
ask.
Not that style of tavern. Really, keep in mind to ask.
dang, nobody looking to buy foot picks.
Like
What
I
Gotta
said,
make
picks?
money somehow.
you have yet to ask.
This half of this island is probably inhabited by thirsty sailors.
I don't think they're interested in foot picks.
Hey, don't judge them.
No, I think more if they're wanting something, I think they're going to want more than just the pick.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
whatever helps.
I'm sure there's one of those
Whatever they can
establishments of ill repute. That they
Again,
work
no
with.
one
Yeah,
is
it's
asked
under this
where
one.
I
anything
am
is.
going to go up to the bar and order 3 shots of whatever the barman's favorite liquor is. That is how I phrase
Sure
it.
thing. And he will grab you these 3 shots, but before pouring them, asks you if you're looking to take something a bit more serious. He'd recommend the downstairs with the phrase "rough night."
Fitting.
The rest
Before
of
he
us hear
does
that?
pour you the 3. Just her. She's the only one who went to the bar.
Okay.
You guys, I'm assuming, are still at the door having this
Follow after.
conversation. Pre-picks.
About
I'll
feet
start
pics.
following after.
I'm walking away after 3 picks. That's it.
I
Alright,
don't.
well, you went and you got your drink. You guys see her get drinks and walk towards that bouncer.
Yep.
What do y'all do?
I'll go with her. Make sure she doesn't get into too much trouble.
Does the bartender try to snap some
She's a
photos of her
traveling
feet?
companion after all.
Not that you can see with that passive perception of yours.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, so go over to the bouncer. Rough night. And
Alright.
wait expectantly.
And he's doing the same.
I'll also follow after, like, curious, like, what's going on here?
We're not sure. As she seems to be waiting in front of this bouncer for him to do something. And he seems to be doing the same.
Nurse is looking very confused between these two.
What's the password?
Are you waiting for something, Roya, or?
Roya lets out a really heavy sigh. If I'm not with them, does that make a difference? I don't know these two.
He just seems to look and give out a sigh.
But I think they are also having a rough night.
And with that, he finally does open the veil and just let you pass.
Okay, so that's his password. Did you forget to say the password? Okay.
Roya takes one of the shots already and walks inside.
Nurse is
Alright.
confused, but he follows.
Alright. And he does just give you a quick side glance. Virtue as maybe a little odd for you to be going down there, but he doesn't judge. Just closes the little rope behind you guys as you go downstairs. And you see what is almost the perfect copy of what was upstairs, but it is very much louder. There's some live music playing or attempted to be played by some very probably not fully trained, inspiring little musicians. And a bartender who looks a lot tougher than the one you got these drinks from.
Oh boy.
And a smile immediately lights up on Roya's face.
All right then.
A few differences though. There on the side of the bar seems to be another bouncer, and there seems to be a cellar door behind him.
Oh.
And then on to the left of that, there seems to
Emergency
be
exit.
another kind of bouncer, but this one seems to be more dressed up in almost a uniform of sorts, and velvet kind of drapery is what covers the doorway. That looks familiar to one of you who's seen this kind of decoration before.
Oh.
You, Virtue, remember this from when you went to that one little. It would have been your very first visit to the House of Ill Repute that was underground. It seems to give off the same
Oh,
vibe.
that's
And
right.
further left, there seems to be a oddly constructed double door that seems to be pointing out, but we're like underground, so where the hell would that lead? Who knows?
Nothing but sunshine and rainbows, I'm sure, and nothing naughty whatsoever.
And this is the
Sorry.
this is the second floor.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they certainly have all
Well,
their
guys,
amenities here.
I think I may have to hop off. If you guys want to continue, you could go right on ahead. I'm really enjoying being back in this. I really am, but I cannot keep my eyes open.
No, I think this might be a good place to stop.
So
I think
sleepy.
this might be a good.
Yeah.
Good place
Might
to
be a good
get
place
into
to
any
stop.
trouble.
Yeah, no, before everybody, I'm assuming you're all going to go your separate ways. Be it the
Into
bar, the mystery
trouble
hatch number
together.
1, the not so mystery hatch number 2, or just the random door on the side.
Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. Call now.
Think about it over the week, and also, message me if you decided on what you wanted to do for the last, 2 to 3, 4 weeks you are on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
s-
Sounds good.
Side note, I think you said that you were gonna send some notes from some NPCs from before he left, and I think that we still need to get those notes and what to do with them. Or maybe I'm just forgetting.
oh, right. I don't know if it was notes, but I have a letter that you were supposed to deliver
Yeah.
to one of these places. That I needed to know if you were going to read it or hand it to them. Because if you were going to read it, I need to give you what it is.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I think probably hand it to them, but just some instructions, unless it looks suspicious on the outside.
No, it's a sealed letter.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah, he's not gonna go snooping into other people's business.
All right. But you can
I
totally
snitch.
ask. It doesn't look like it's.
Yeah, I'll probably
You can ask and see if they tell you.
ask after delivering, but I don't think I should be opening other people's mail.
No, who would do that?
That's
I mean,
illegal.
that's-
Oh gosh. That could be me. Oh, what's that meme format? Oh,
it might be me.
That
It might be
JonTron
me.
thing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
might be me.
Okay, I'll see you guys for this one next week, and hopefully you guys will talk
All right.
Friday maybe for the Vegas trip.
Fingers
Sounds
crossed
great.
Friday. Hopefully Friday.
All right.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
Sounds good.
side note with Sky Crystal,